Hi everyone, I'm Cecily and welcome to my channel. This reading is for anyone whose sun, moon, or ascendant is in the committed sign of Capricorn. So Capricorns, welcome. I just want to say that, this month is going to be sort of interesting with the people that you have around you. It's going to be a much more internalized month for you, Capricorn. Everything that I'm seeing here is all about inner emotions, not necessarily about major events that's happening outside of you or things that are going on. So it might be kind of quiet, or it might be kind of hectic, but it'll still be quiet, if that makes any sense. So the first card that you actually received is the Moon, right? And the Moon is one of those cards, it's a major arcana, very powerful force. It's one of those cards that signals confusion in a relationship. You are at a place where you can't really see the forest from the trees with this particular person. You're not really sure if they're good for you or not. You're not really sure if they're right for you or not. You're still kind of in a place where you're testing the water, and even though there has been a lot of good stuff, some of the bad stuff is probably really bad. And with the Moon, it basically signifies that you're in a place of, it's like being in a room with all the lights out and the room is huge and you just don't know which direction to go. Like it's like being in complete darkness. And that's connected to you, Capricorn, because you're coming out as the past card for this reading. In the past, you've been in control, you've been capable, you've been secure, you felt good about this. But now it's at a point where you really can't see so well. So that doesn't mean that something is going on right now in your life underneath your nose, but because of some of the past situations, you're not in a trusting place anymore. You're in a sort of fearful, tentative, worried place. Even though you're coming out as very powerful, there's still a lot of circumstances around you that are going to have to come to the light. So this Moon is about circumstances, it's about where your mind is at, but it's not about things that are actually happening currently. It's more about the things that will happen in the future and you trying to figure out if you can really stick with it, which is always a big question for Capricorn, because we either do something wholeheartedly or we step to the side and say, you know what, that's just not me. So that's a really big deal for Capricorn. And I'm also going through this as I'm talking to you about this too, guys. So the second card, your crossing card, is the Ten of Pentacles, right? So the Ten of Pentacles, the traditional imagery is a family that's all gathered around together. Think of Christmas. Think of the moments where you feel like very lavish and luxurious and you have everything you possibly need, and there's food and there's drink and there's, presents and toys, and it's basically about having the best of life, but in a very traditional way. It's not about happiness per se. It's about security. It's about the way we feel. So crossing you is this Ten of Pentacles, and it's saying that there's a part of you that's committed to this right now, strictly for the security, strictly for the tradition of it all. You've been with this person for a while, or you've, wanted to be with this person, and now you're just not at a place where you can completely let go. Even though you still feel like you're in the dark, you still feel like there's hope. So the hope for the future is this King of Swords. So this is the person that you're in a relationship with. He is a Gemini, an Aquarius, a Libra, somebody that's very intuitive, somebody that can read you very well, very good at communication, open, honest, caring, loving, but not very devoted, which may be where you're having some of these issues. Air signs, no matter how kind they are, have a tendency of not understanding, um, not understanding emotion outside of logic. If the emotion makes sense inside of a certain paradigm, they accept it and they love it. But once it starts to get to a point where emotion rules and logic is left behind, they don't quite know how to communicate over that. So they're providing you with security, or you're providing them with security, because you are the Queen of Pentacles and have this connection to this Ten of Pentacles. So you're in your comfort zone. But you're worried that they're either deceiving you or they're not fully on board with the relationship, and there is some sort of fight going on. Now, this is the Five of Wands. Normally you would see a group of men fighting with staffs in this picture, but what it really is saying is there's some sort of internal fight going on that has kind of ruined the calm sea of the relationship, and now you're trying to put it back together right before mid-month. And that's really good because you also receive the High Priestess, which is very good for being intuitive, connecting with your partner. It's a card in the major arcana that represents two, which is couples, and even though the Lover's card is definitely the card that represents couples in the major arcana, the two, the symbolic meaning of a two is partnership, and the High Priestess is about the person being able to connect with the universal and translate the universal. It's something that happens naturally. So what does that mean? That means that it's like being able to talk to your guardian angel or being able to talk to spirit somehow. That's what the High Priestess is. She's the lightning rod. She's the communication between the normal world and the higher meaning of our normal world. So in relationship terms, it's basically saying that you guys are allowing for transparency. There's this ability that you will have middle of the month to communicate and to really understand who the both of you are, because that's going to play a really important part. Now, after that, what do you have to look forward to? Well, Queen of Pentacles is going to be in a place where she's really accepted where she's at in life. So Capricorn, you're going to be at a place of peace once you get past this moon feeling in the beginning of the month. You're going to be able to relax once this fight is over. You're going to be able to come together and have some sort of agreement. Plus, this is the two and this is the two. They're just very connected here. So it's really going to be the two of you kind of coming together, and you've always wanted peace, Capricorn, but it didn't feel available to you because you and your partner were not on the same level. You had different goals, different aspirations, and now things have finally settled down, and it's allowed the two of you to have more of what you need or more of what the other person needs, and you are freely capable of giving to each other. Now, this is the card that is representing your partner. This is the Two of Cups. It looks very plain right here and very simple, but the meaning of the Two of Cups is not. The Two of Cups has a lot to do with your soulmate and finally recognizing, wow, this is it for me. Like, I really am committed to this 100%. And there are moments where we say that, and then there are moments where we feel that and where we know that. And that's something that you're going to come to grips with towards the end of the month, Capricorn. This person is going to, for lack of a better term, submit to your relationship in a sense. And that's wonderful because you do have some major things coming up. So the fear is that there won't be a lot of money there. The commitment will go awry. You'll both be holding on to things too tightly, whether that's you not communicating with each other, not spending money on each other, not willing to give each other a second chance or 8th chance or 15th chance or 3035th chance. Whatever it is, there's some sort of lack and stagnation there. That's the fear that you're you're actually gracefully moving past Capricorn. Your partner is going to need a little bit of that grace to help get him or her through it. But your outcome card is actually the Hierophant. So that is talking about marriage, plain and simple, about tradition, something else. It's also the card that represents Saturn. It's very, very, which is your planet, Capricorn. So it's very important that that's the outcome for your reading. It's a huge outcome because it basically means that, and I've said this to 2 other signs, there's a possibility for engagement, but for you, Capricorn, there's actually a possibility for legitimate marriage. And this person is going to be very invested in this relationship, even more invested than you, Capricorn. This King of Swords is going to really give you his all this month. So be patient. I understand that you're going through a lot of complex feelings. There was some loss in November. There were some issues in November or in October that you had to deal with and the relationship had to get through. But now the seas have calmed, and it is time to really focus on this commitment and really open up to this commitment. So that is your reading for the month of December, Capricorn. Thank you guys. I really appreciate all your comments and your likes and your subscribes. I do read them, and it does mean a lot to me. So I just want to continue to appreciate you guys and thank you for your support. Happy holidays. Bye, guys.